What's up, guys? Martinique here from the Ad Grease team, and today I'm sharing our Microsoft Ads Audit template. We see lots of businesses burning money on Microsoft Ads because they implemented it and then they just let it run because it's only like a small percentage of the budget. But we see in some countries it has like a 10% market share on desktop, making it actually a pretty nice network for you to serve your ads on, and it's pretty easily set up when you import it from Google Ads. But of course there are some nuances here and there. So today I'm going to walk you through this checklist, as it has like lots of settings, account settings, campaign settings, how you should handle the import, measurement, all sorts of stuff. So let me dive in, guys. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below and I'll make sure to answer them for you. This is a live document, so whenever something changes, we'll just update it for you guys, so you always have like an up-to-date checklist. For now, you can just make a copy for your own, so you can save it for yourself and make sure to regularly check back. So I'm gonna walk you through. For some things I might go a bit faster than for other things, but I'll make sure to mention all the important topics here, guys. Let me just move myself around here. So for general, this is of course obvious. Check the notifications. Maybe something is up. And I think for the account settings, it's really nice to have a secondary payment method also in Google Ads, as your ads might stop serving if your payment method gets disapproved, guys. For the insertion orders, there might be an end date here. Make sure to double check that in your account settings, guys. Auto tagging, you would really want to have this so your Microsoft click ID is passed on and the system can recognize which clicks led to conversions. There are some alerts you can set up here. So disapproval, payment issues, make sure to do so. A bit on that in any further points. Wait, let me just move this immediately. For the alerts, oh yeah, so you can also create rules, guys. This is also for Google Ads, super helpful. You can just set them up here. You can select a campaign and then hit automate and then notify me when, so you get alerts and you don't have to check your accounts every day. You want to check all campaign statuses. Sometimes your sync messes things up. I'll jump into the sync in a bit. Make sure your location targeting is on this option here. Again, this also goes for Google Ads with the presence and interest. And make sure to set it to presence if you don't want any foreign or low quality foreign placements to show your ad. Multimedia ads, make sure to check how they're performing, because Microsoft Ads sometimes uses a bid modifier here, which is set to 40% at standard, which is of course a lot. So make sure to double check you're not burning money there. Do you have set a max CPC, or should you? Just check your search terms. Any crazy high CPCs, there might be something you want to change there. And just check all other bid adjustments. Make sure to check the audiences, locations, you name it. They can be imported from Google Ads, which can lead to pretty weird results or overspend in certain elements or placements. Check your conversion settings, because you have conversions on the account level, but you also have them on the individual campaign level. Maybe causing some confusion here and there. It's most easy to just set it to the account level if all your campaigns are optimizing towards the same conversion, of course. Have you added any audiences? Just add the audience for extra insights, so you know which audiences are performing well and which aren't. Also, guys, in the campaign settings, you can enable DSA, dynamic search ads, if you want to. If you want to use it, you have to make sure to enable it. And check for any duplicate keywords. I use a Microsoft Ads editor here, super helpful. And just check all possible segments. Also check the network, devices, all sorts of segments you can check. and just look for anomalies, any underperforming, any overperforming elements. So when it comes to the sync, guys, this is pretty useful. You can sync your campaigns from Google Ads, but you have to make sure to sync what you want to sync. So just decide first on, hey, is my Google Ads account structure also suitable for Microsoft Ads? Because Microsoft Ads has lower conversion volumes most of the times. So you might want to consolidate some campaigns there. Or not if you expect enough conversion volume. Decide on the campaigns you want to sync. Do you want to sync everything, or maybe just some of the campaigns? And also check if your campaign statuses are in sync. Are you enabling the right campaigns? Are the budgets in sync? Microsoft Ads probably has a lower conversion volume and click volume than you would expect in Google Ads, so you might need lower budgets. And this also reduces your chance of overspending on Microsoft Ads. This is a pretty important one, guys. Let me just increase this a bit. Where was I? Oh yeah. So are your bids and your let me just do this. Yeah. So are your bids and your bid strategies in sync? If you make a change to your bid strategies or your budgets in Google Ads, please note that this will also affect Microsoft Ads if you sync your bid strategies. I prefer not to because Google Ads and Microsoft Ads have different audiences. We see that in most accounts, Microsoft Ads has an older audience, which might need its own bid strategy and its own targets. You can sync PMax, you can still use Smart Shopping. Bing also has PMax now, so just make sure that your PMax also takes the right bid strategy, because in the past, when you synced a PMax campaign or a Smart Shopping campaign, it set the target ROAS to 100. That's something you definitely want to check. Also check if there are any errors and if you want to receive some notifications. Yeah, and I noticed in the past your promotions extensions will not sync in your initial sync, so make sure that all your elements are there. Just walk through your campaigns after syncing them so you make sure that you synced it correctly. After the sync, set up your audiences, set up your remarketing audiences. Of course, for that to work, you need your measurement and you need your UET tag. So make sure that's installed and that is also visible, so you know that everything went well with implementing conversion tracking. Set up your conversion goals. They have like a pretty easy to use. Let me just take a step here. Pretty easy to use sync with Tag Manager, so you can just sync your conversion goals. Are they set to the right attribution model? I think that speaks for itself. Just double check the conversion goals after you set them live. And also make sure to pass on the right values and such, and the right triggers. If you're using the sync from Google Tag Manager, this should be done automatically, but you should always verify and run a test purchase to see if your conversion tracking actually works. If you implemented offline conversion tracking, or there are any certain conversion types you're running into Google Ads, make sure to also use those in Microsoft Ads, so you can compare accordingly and don't compare apples to pears. There are some recommendations in the account you can check. They also have AARs, automatic applied recommendations, just like Google has those. Make sure to turn them off, guys, especially if you're not regularly monitoring your Microsoft Ads. If you're running shopping, you can sync your merchant center from Google, which is pretty easy to do, but just decide if you want to push the same products in Microsoft Ads as you're already pushing in Google Ads. Set up the alert for when the sync has errors. This is all done in the process of syncing Merchant Center. It asks if you want to receive notifications when just starting out or just having completed the sync. I recommend you turning on the notifications. notifications. There's some automatic update possibilities, just like in Google Ads. Make sure to use those, at least in the beginning. And then look for product issues or store issues. Maybe your merchant store gets disapproved, or maybe some products get disapproved. Can be really helpful to just check that after syncing. And I would recommend to give it at least a day for the sync to work properly. Sometimes it even takes multiple days, so make sure to check back regularly. Then check out which campaigns are live. Was everything synced properly? We already went over this in the sync. So just make sure to verify that everything was synced. Check your ads, check your extensions, check everything. This is for the bids, and I think this is kind of after you launch and after you collected your first data. Make sure that you're capturing enough conversions to properly use smart bidding. Microsoft Ads needs about 30 monthly conversions to work, but in practice, I've seen that the more conversions you get, the more stable your results will be. So if you might not have enough conversion volume, you can always decide to merge campaigns or to consolidate them. And again, decide on specific budgets. Are there any BMM keywords? In the past, they were there. Microsoft makes them broad, and Microsoft Ads Broad is really broad. So keep an eye on those short search terms, guys. And this is for your negative keywords. I think I can better change this to negative keywords. Are they the same as in Google Ads? Did you also sync your negative keyword lists, and are they applied to the campaigns? Again, a double check after the sync. Hey, and if you launch your campaigns, check if your performance is in line with your targets. That's of course obvious, but within Microsoft Ads, you can really see different things than in Google Ads. Also, I already noticed that you should segment, or already commented that you should segment your campaigns and check on the networks. The audience network is notorious for wasting ad spend. I have another video where I explain how you can properly exclude the audience network. I'll keep it short to one sentence here. If you see that performance is off, you can ask support to exclude the audience network for you. Multimedia ads, yeah, of course, check performance on all those different elements. Look for anomalies again. Then for the assets, your ad extensions are not the same as they are in Google Ads. So when you sync your Google Ads account, please note that you will miss these extensions and you have to set them up manually in Microsoft Ads. Definitely recommend so. It might be some extra manual work for you, but it really can work. Definitely, if you're just starting out on Microsoft Ads, it's too early to say whether or not you should do this. Just give it a try and test with those extensions as well. User customer match data, if you have any, and just check if you see any weird performance anomalies on your audience. Microsoft Ads also has dynamic remarketing, just as Google Ads. Make sure to check my guide on dynamic remarketing for Google Ads. Then you know exactly what I mean with whether or not the tags contain the right parameters. You can troubleshoot this in Microsoft Ads as well. And you can send over the page type and the product ID. So Microsoft Ads knows that a product page was viewed, for example, and also which ID, which product that was. It can then use that in its dynamic remarketing. Then for the monitoring, of course, we already went over some of the rules that you can use here. So you can create those rules by selecting campaign, then automate, and then notify me when, and then you can make certain choices. I like to have an alert for when a campaign is limited by budget and when it has received less than X impressions over a number of days. This can alert you for when your campaigns are paused, for example, or they're not running due to technical issues. Could be whatever. This report, the website URL publisher, is useful for checking wasted ad spend on certain placements. this is in the default reports. Let me just type that in here. This is in default report. And let me then just also add how to get there, guys. So report, oh, sorry, that should be reports, and then default report, and then you get a list, and then you should really check how that website URL publisher report looks like. Then it also has enhanced conversions, which is actually not so new anymore, but it's still there, and it allows you to use enhanced conversions the way you also can in Google Ads, just passing on that email address as a variable here. So with this checklist, you're all set to get your Microsoft Ads going. Let me zoom out a bit because I have some other resources and some comments here as well. Make sure to check them. I have some advice, some notes. I'm not going to go over all them, but this is just something for you to walk through. Yeah, that's awesome. And there are some resources in here as well for you guys to check. Okay, awesome. So I hope you guys found this helpful. We at AdGrease, we specialize in Google Ads mainly, but for our clients, we also run Microsoft Ads when we see some potential there. And we use this to set it up and to make sure we're setting ourselves up for success and running campaigns the proper way and actually getting nice results in. So I want to thank you, and make sure to add a comment here if you have any questions whatsoever. Thank you, guys.